back to another episode, Halftime TV viewers and subscribers, and we just witnessed an exemplary 100-meter race by some of the top athletes really in the space. Who am I talking about? Kishane Thompson, Noah Lyles, Kenneth Bednarek, Akeem Blake, you name it, they were there. I think the only big name that we would have expected to be there that wasn't lined up among these top athletes was Oblique Seville. But regardless, it was a fantabulous race, and I'm sure for all those who sat down on this Saturday morning and witnessed it, they had fun. They enjoyed it. All right. Before I go any further in speaking about the race, remember, smash the like button, subscribe to Halftime TV if you haven't yet done so, and also after the video has concluded, you can share your thoughts below the video. Keep the comments coming in. Let's have the conversation below, what your thoughts were on the race, what could have been done better, that sort of thing. All right, now let's get to it. Building up to this one, we spoke about Kishane Thompson and the form that he's been in. We also spoke about Noah Lyles because those two, they seem to have somewhat of a rivalry brewing at major tournaments. Oblique Seville a couple of weeks ago, it was Oblique versus Noah Lyles. And we spoke about the previous races that those two had, where Oblique Seville looking across to Noah Lyles in Jamaica, Noah Lyles going on to win when it mattered most at the Olympics. But I think this particular race in Silesia, Poland, it was one that we've been anticipating for the last 3 or 2 weeks or so. We saw the names come out and everyone was marking their calendars. They couldn't wait for the day to come when these athletes took to the track. I'm going to talk about the athletes who were lining up. There were so many subplots in this specific race because all these athletes were superstars, or are superstars in and of themselves. Akani Simbine, the South African, seemed as if he was running away with the season, especially in the Diamond League before the big guns took to the track. He is still atop the Diamond League rankings. Going into the finals of the Diamond League, he's already qualified. We have Christian Coleman, who's been in the headlines over the last couple of weeks, primarily because of the situation with himself and Sha'Carri Richardson at the airport. Sha'Carri Richardson subsequently charged. Christian Coleman requested that charges be dropped. Don't want to go too much into that. But we also had Kishane Thompson, who had that rivalry with Noah Lyles from the Olympics. Noah Lyles snatching it on the finish line, and we needed a microscope. We needed everything that you could think of to basically determine who won that particular race between Kishane and Noah Lyles. So folks, we're talking about that. Then we have Noah Lyles versus Kenneth Bednarek, and Kenny Bednarek and Noah Lyles. This is from a couple of weeks ago. I think it's the U.S. national trials where Noah Lyles beat Kenneth Bednarek. Just at the finish line, Bednarek pushed Noah Lyles. Noah said Kenny needed to apologize, needed to speak to him afterwards, whatnot. They were going to play it out on the track. But having said all of that, you realize how many different stories could possibly come out of this particular race. And on the day, based on personal best, based on form, based on talent, and what we've seen so far this season, it was always going to be Kishane. Let's be frank. It was always going to be Kishane. And for those who didn't think it was going to be Kishane, let me know in the comment section. Let me know down below, who did you have winning it had it not been Kishane? Who else do you think would have won it? In the preview to this race, I said I expected to be Kishane Thompson. In second place, I expected to be Noah Lyles, primarily because of the conditioning so far this season. I know Noah Lyles because he does the 100 and 200 meters. He may possibly have had just about the same number of races as Kishane Thompson. However, when it comes down to 100 meters, the conditioning is different from the 200 meters. And that's what I meant when I spoke about it when I did the preview for this 100-meter race. Because Kishane Thompson has had a number of 100-meter races so far this season. And personally, I think it's most I've seen him run leading up to a major tournament in any season, right? Usually we see maybe 2 or 3 races before, whether it's the Olympics or whatever. Usually it's two races, 3 races, that sort of thing, and then we don't see anything more until we get to the World Championship. So World Championship or the Olympics. This time around, Kishane Thompson has been active in the space. The same with Oblique Seville. We're seeing a lot more of Oblique Seville than we usually do. So he's been active in the space. We've been seeing him go out there. We've seen him put on big performances. Obviously, some races are going to be better than others, and this one on Saturday was no different. It was one of those races where he got the job done. However, there were parts of his race that you saw that needed improvement. As far as the results go, let me just go through the results real quick, because I know some people are on here and they're saying, hey, you've been talking for however long and we still haven't heard how the results went, so you want to hear the results. So give me a second, let me pull it up here. So the results, Kishane Thompson won it with 9.87 seconds. Noah Lyles was second with 9.90 seconds. We have Kenny Bednarek in third with 9.96. Christian Coleman and Trayvon Bromell finishing 9.96 and 9.97 respectively. So we had the Americans finishing second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. We had Lindsley and Akane Simbine finished seventh. Then in eighth, we had Akeem Blake. Again, we had Kishane Thompson finishing first with 9.87. Second place, Noah Lyles with 9.90. Kenny Bednarek and Christian Coleman at 9.96. However, the split seconds, the milliseconds separated them, and as a result, Bednarek finished third and Christian Coleman finished fourth. But overall, it was a brilliant race. So many top athletes. All these athletes here, bar maybe one or so, capable of dipping below 10 seconds. And on the day, we saw big performances from all the athletes that took to the track. Kishane Thompson, obviously, he will take the headlines. He will be the one that everyone will be speaking about. But we know Noah Lyles usually comes up with big performances when they matter most. So I don't want you to read too much into this performance. And although at the ending of that race, because Kishane Thompson got up well, 50 meters he was in control, 70 meters in control still, then he started to kind of fizz off somewhat to the last 30 meters of the race. Noah Lyles finished so strongly, he was powering through, and I know some were even nervous, expecting that Noah Lyles would clip him on the finish line again. And even when the finish happened, when the cameras showed how close the finish was, it was probably too close for comfort for some, because Noah Lyles, he tends to finish super strong, and with 9.90 seconds as season's best, it tells you that his season is relatively young. So we expect him to get better in the next couple of races. And we know World Championship probably just over a month or so away from now, so they probably won't have as much races to get them right, but the coaches will know what to work on. Kishane Thompson definitely need to work on that final 30 meters of the race, because I think, and this is my opinion, people, so if you agree, let me know. If you disagree, let me know as well. I think the final 30 meters of this race in SILESIA, he looked a little bit all over the place. There wasn't that level of composure, and although Noah Lyles was finishing strongly, I think Kishane could have kept it together a bit better. Don't know if he saw Lyles through the corner of his eyes, and as a result, he was a little bit rattled. I don't know, but definitely, if he works on that, I think he will definitely be on top of the podium come the World Championship. Also, I think overall, like, Kishane has been working on his races throughout the season. He's been identifying and he's been speaking about the parts of his race that he wants to improve. But regardless of the race that Kishane has, it seems impossible for him to run a 100-meter race above 10 seconds. Like, all the races that he runs, it's almost guaranteed that it's going to be sub 10. So big congrats to Kishane Thompson. If you haven't gotten the chance to see the race, go ahead and check it out right now. Kishane Thompson with a brilliant 9.87 seconds over there in Silesia, Poland for the Diamond League. I don't know. I think it's basically an appetizer of what is to come for the rest of this season and what is to come at the World Championship. He wants revenge. He's the fastest man in the world this year. He is the fastest, really, going to the World Championship. 9.75 is the fastest going to the World Championship. So we expect him to be the champion. But there are big personalities there that will have something to say about it. But I'm curious to hear what you have to say about it. What were your thoughts on Kishane Thompson's brilliant 9.87 seconds, beating the likes of Noah Lyles and Kenny Bednarek. Let's hear those thoughts below this video. And remember, like, share, and subscribe. Halftime TV here saying have a wonderful weekend. Until next time.